Colonial Revival. Kirkwood, Missouri. A typical middle-class example of the 1920s, featuring the standard 3 bays instead of 5, single-pane sash windows, rounded pediment over the door, and modest classical trip under the roofline. Auto garages were not yet standard features of homes, still placed separately in the rear. Federal. Fanlight over door, almost always rounded, rarely squared, sidelights on either side of entry, classical Greek detailing of entryway, Palladian windows, balustrades, oval, circular rooms in some high-style examples. Symmetrical as Georgian style. Windows, double-hung sash windows for first time, Georgian also. Low-pitched roofs often with balustrades on the roofline. Georgian. Plymouth, Massachusetts. Harlow Bishop House, Sea Point 1766. Georgian 4/4 with double-end chimneys, double-hung sash windows, side gable roof, classical, Greek, entryway. Gothic Revival. Steeply pitched roof, cross-gabled, decorated verge boards, pointed arch windows, sometimes stained glass, like churches. Gothic window above entry, one-story porch with flattened, Gothic arches. The first appearance of picturesque, asymmetrical and unpredictable floor plans, indicating the rise of the Romantic era in America by the 1840s. Greek Revival. Gable or hipped, low-pitched roof, dentile cornice emphasized with wide band of trim cornice represents classical entablature, porches or porticos, square or rounded columns. First style to use gable front floor plan, temple front entryway with entry door surrounded by rectangular transom and side lights. Italianate. 2 or 3 stories, rarely 1 story, low-pitched roof, widely overhanging eaves, large, decorative brackets under an ornamental cornice, tall, narrow windows, commonly arched or curved above, an occasional square cupola or tower, elaborate wraparound porch with decorative Italianate double columns. Post-medieval English. Post-medieval Puritan tradition, with central chimney, casement windows, steepler pitched roof, and second-story overhang, or jetty, cantilevered. Oldest remaining house in Boston. Paul Revere's home from 1770 to 1800. Restored and altered many times, but still retains its post-medieval character and form. Queen Anne. Steeply pitched, irregular roof shapes, dominant, front-facing gable, patterned shingles, bay windows, picturesque massing, polychromatic and decorative ornamentation, partial or full-width porches of 1 story, multiple gables and dormers, occasional towers and turrets, rounded or square. Differing wall textures are their hallmark. This is the most eclectic style of the Victorian era. Second Empire. Basically Italianate style and massing with a mansard roof. The mansard is the key feature that typically allows for a quick identification. Often includes dormer windows in the upper floor, providing light behind the mansard roof. Sometimes includes a square, central tower, decorative brackets, and mold cornice. Expect to see similar Italianate details on and around windows and doors. The floor plan often includes pavilions, which are outward projections of a building's center or side. Spanish Colonial. Mission San Xavier del Bac, Tucson. Construction began on this church in 1783, considered today as the best surviving example of Spanish Baroque architecture in the U.S. Craftsman Bungalow. Low-pitched, gabled roof, wide overhanging eaves, exposed rafters, rafter tails, under eaves, decorative brackets, knee braces or corbels, front or corner porch under the roofline, tapered, battered, or square columns supporting roof or porch, 4/1 or 6/1 sash windows, often with Frank Lloyd Wright design motifs, handcrafted stone or woodwork, often mixed materials throughout structure. Bungalows can either be front-gabled, side-gabled, or cross-gabled. Mission Revival. The Mission style originated in Southern California and was the first style to diffuse eastward from the west. The style was considered the California counterpart to the Georgian-inspired Colonial revival popular in Northeast. Most famously, the style was adopted by both the Southern Pacific and Santa Fe, AT and SF, railways for train stations, resort hotels, and other rail corridor buildings, essentially as an effort to theme the Southwest for Eastern travelers. Tudor Revival. Tudor Revival became especially popular for 1920s suburban homes, loosely based on late medieval prototypes. The style reaches back to England's Tudor period, 1500 to 1559, as a romanticized revival of the timber frame buildings popular at that time. Many of the revival examples are dominated visually with ornamental, half-timbering, a medieval English building tradition, often with stucco or masonry veneered walls, steeply pitched roof, and cross-gabled plans. Prairie style. This is one of the few indigenous American styles, developed by a creative group of Chicago architects known collectively as the Prairie School. Frank Lloyd Wright is essentially the father of the Prairie style, and the acknowledged master of the Prairie House. Considered one of America's most influential architects, Wright proclaimed that democracy needed something better than the box. Art Deco. Smooth wall surface, often stucco, smooth-faced stone and metal, polychromy, often with vivid colors, forms simplified and streamlined, geometric designs including zigzags, chevrons, towers and other vertical projections, presenting a vertical emphasis, machined and often metallic construction materials for decorative features. Residential. Is postmodern a style? The postmodern era is most associated with architecture appearing since the late 1970s, continuing through today. Often postmodern architecture is referred to as neo-eclectic, essentially representing a loosely interpreted revival of historical styles mixed with modern construction techniques for newer houses.